Hey guys, how's it going? Shinigami-san here to do a review on Boku no Hero Academia, Chapter 99. Now this title really spoke out to me. It brought out some feels because I'm so proud that we're 99 chapters in. And the chapter title, what was it? Farewell 2-digit numbers. From now on, we're 3-digit numbers or something like that. It really is a milestone, getting to 100 chapters. Not a lot of series gets past. Well, not a lot of series gets to the 100 chapter mark, and it's really something to say because, especially in Weekly Shonen Jump, they always do a lot of series, and sometimes some of those series may get axed. And you know how with Horikoshi's previous series, some of them they haven't gotten as far as Boku no Hero has. So it's really something, very something impactful towards Horikoshi, I could assume. And especially to us, because like we've been with this series 99 chapters. I remember when it came out. But let me not get nostalgic. Let me talk about the greatness that this chapter was. I'm really loving. I just want to talk about that for a second. I'm really loving this slice of life that Boku no Hero is actually getting. With the students receive ever since the dorms, the slice of life is being ramped up, and I'm loving it because we get more fleshing out on characters, and it just shows you just a massive amount of span of characters that Boku no Hero has. The verse is unbelievable. We've got Class A, we've got Class B, we've got the general department, we've got the management department, we've got the accounting department, the support department, which is Hatsume's in it. Then we've got the villains, then we've got, you know, the civilians, then we've got the parents, like so many people. And I love it how Horikoshi takes his time to always try and flesh out everyone evenly, and it's really cool. And I've got a feeling with especially from this chapter, we've got a lot of fleshing out on some other characters like Satou, and he hasn't really gotten a lot of delved in. His character hasn't been delved into very much, but he's one of my favourites. Mainly because I like his quirk. It's a strength kind of enhancement quirk, but it's the more sugar he intakes, the stronger he gets. But there is a downside because I can't remember what the downside was. Can he he can only take a certain amount of sugar, and then he just he powers out pretty much. I can't remember, I need to check again. But all in all, I'm loving the take that Horikoshi's doing with the dorms. We're getting to see more of the characters. We've seen the small interactions between the panels. For example, in this chapter with Tokiyami and Ojiro, they were talking about the girl bedrooms, and what was it? Tokiyami called it the forbidden gardens that we should never trespass through. So I thought that was really awesome to see. Now, before I talk about, you know, Tsyu and all that kind of stuff, I want to just talk about the rooms. Now, my favourite room, I'm going to tell you guys my favourite one of the boys' room and the girls. Now, this is tricky. I have to give a shout out to Tokiyami because Tokiyami's room, that is good. Let's give him an honourable mention. But my all-favourite one is Todoroki. Mainly because it's the old style feudal class Japan, and it's with all the wood and all that kind of stuff. I just love it. It looks so grand, and the way he done it, like what, in a day or something, he was just like, yeah, I worked very hard. I was just like, Todoroki is a G. Like he's just so awesome, and even like the class loves him, especially the girls, Momo, Ashido, and Hagakure. Hagakure, I believe. They were like, oh, he's the most prettiest or something like that, or the most strongest, and all that kind of stuff. So I'm really seeing Horikoshi's touch on the characters with the relationships and that. Now, I don't want to compare it to Naruto, but I remember at the ending of Naruto, I haven't read it, but because I'm not up to date with Naruto, but I remember loads of people. I know what happened. I remember people's reaction on the last chapter with a lot of pairings, people getting together, and a lot of people have been saying they see similar pairings in Boku no Hero with the classmates and all that kind of stuff. So I wouldn't be surprised if Horikoshi kind of dives down that route. I feel like this is since it's kind of like a school life kind of manga. He's really fleshing out every aspects of what a school life would actually be, you know, like the lessons, the detentions, the slice of life, the relationships, the crushes and all that kind of stuff. And we're seeing all of that getting fleshed out in the manga, and it's really awesome to see that. Now, I know there's a lot of pairings and all that kind of stuff. I don't want to dive into that, but yes, as I said, my favourite is Todoroki, and then the girls, this is a tricky one. Now, honourable mention, oh, guys, now it has to be, the honourable mention has to be Uraraka, because Uraraka is just so damn cute, and I just love her room. The simplicity of it is also cool. But yeah, it's got to be freaking Momo. Like, come on now, Momo's room, her grand bed like a princess. That just looks awesome, and it's so big. Like, she only gets little places to like weave in and out because it fits out so much of the room. So I thought that was pretty cool. And speaking of the rooms, freaking hell, Mineta Gale comes into the girl's room, and he's just like plus ultra, plus ultra. Like, I really love Mineta's character, especially his motives throughout this the dormitory kind of stuff, because he's hiding himself of being a perv by everyone else's like their pride and their happiness, because they're getting so excited about seeing it. Him getting excited doesn't seem so weird, so it's kind of hilarious, and he's just like drooling. So it's like, this is euphoria for Mineta right now. The whole fact that his school's in a boarding school, the whole fact that like shared not living spaces, like, yeah, shared living spaces, like the girls' rooms are near to his and all that kind of stuff. Like, he's living the dream right now. Mineta, props to you, good, like, he's living the dream pretty much. But yeah, I really loved all the other rooms. I really liked Satou's, how he had a cake, coincidentally, not of any bribe kind of stuff. Man, it was a bribe, Satou obviously done that, but all in all, I love his character, he's a really awesome guy. Now, with Tsyu, I wouldn't say that I've noticed this, but Tsyu's character, we haven't got delved into it, Tsyu's character a lot, and I'm not really like bashing it, because we're only 99 chapters in. You wouldn't expect everyone's character to get fleshed out. Like, take it easy. But Tsyu's character, we get a bit of exposition on her character, and we get a bit more into her personality, and she was basically talking about how she felt, and she felt like she made the wrong decision. And I'm not gonna lie, I was thinking about that as well, because with her and Uraraka, both of them, what they said, their opinions on Todoroki, Deku, and the guys, of them going to try and rescue Bakugo, like, they weren't for it. And I was just wondering, well, yeah, I do understand that, because of, you know, like, reality and practicality. Like, these guys are real deal villains, like, they could die. But you kind of have to understand, like, it's their friend. So, the fact that Tsyu comes in and she's just like, oh, when she was crying, I was just like, oh, no, like, that was sad. That was so sad, man. Like, you're seeing her cry and everything, I was just like, oh, gosh. But, yeah, like, the fact that she was, obviously, she felt regret of what she said, and she felt she didn't say the wrong thing. And it was kind of nice as well, because, like, Tsyu, the thing which stands out of her character is she's very playful. And she's very light-hearted, she's light-hearted, she always says things which are on her mind, and she's a very calm and collected character. When she does cry, you can tell it's a very serious matter, it's very serious business, and I'm sure it affected the boys a lot, as you can see from Deku's expression. Because even in the Villain Alliance arc, and throughout all the arcs that she's been in, she's always been cool. Whereas Deku, everyone else, they've been, like, freaking out. Tsyu has always been calm and collected. So when you do see her crying, it's obviously a massive impact. And, obviously, it brought some feels, I'm not going to lie. Now, the next chapter is going to be hype. I really like Horikoshi's choice of teachers. Now, I'm not sure if all the teachers are going to be involved in this next thing, because we're finding out all about the provisional license. And we find out a bit more about the provisional license. So the provisional license allows you to intervene into heroic actions. It allows you to intervene into saving a civilian's life, pretty much. And with all these heroic actions that we've seen Deku, Todoroki, and all them do, they're not supposed to do that, because they do not have the provisional heroic license. So you can kind of say that they have been breaking the rules right now. With that license, they'll be able to do what they're always doing. So it really does open up some doors, because when they do get this license, they'll be able to see so many more adventures of them, you know, saving people out on the streets, going out and doing some, you know, heroic adventures, and that'll be really awesome to see. Now, the entrance of actually winning it is less than 5% a year, so is Horikoshi telling us that maybe some people aren't going to get the provisional license, and now what happens if they don't? So you guys got to understand. So I don't think the whole class, Class A, is going to get the provisional license, in my opinion. It's just because it kind of seems 5%, it must seem really hard and really strict to get into. And I want to see, you know, the training and the exam of how to get into this. It'll be really interesting. I can't wait. But also want to know the ramifications if you don't get this license. Do you get held back a year, or do you have to do extra work to try and get it or something? I'm not really sure. So only time can tell. Now with the teachers that arrive, I'm wondering if it's just going to be those three which are going to be helping, or more. And I'm liking the choice that Horikoshi uses, because if you check the choice, Midnight, Ectoplasm, and Cementos, those three teachers we don't know much about them. Now there are other teachers that we don't know much about too, but I'm glad it's not like President Mike. Not saying I have anything against him, but we know more of President Mike than someone like, say, Ectoplasm. And Ectoplasm, I want to talk about Ectoplasm a bit, for example, because in the volumes, Horikoshi, he does like little kind of pages dedicated to characters, and that's where you see some of, like their more, just, it fleshes out their characters, and it's really cool. Now we see ectoplasms in one of the volumes. I can't remember which one, but it tells us that he's disabled. Now I really do like how Horikoshi is he's putting in like diversity into his series. Now what I like even more is the fact that he's not blatantly addressing it, because if he's blatantly addressing it, it kind of tells you that he's doing this for. He's purposely doing this so he can more attention will be on, like, oh, look at this mangaka who's expressing diversity into his series. Instead, he's not even addressing it in the slightest. Actually, he's just saying, yep, he just created the character, and you only find out from the volumes. And doing that is kind of good, because it implies that. First of all, it implies of what kind of story Horikoshi is trying to craft, and it also implies a bit about his character, because the fact that he's not addressing it, and he's not boasting, or he's not even, publicizing, saying, oh, Boku no Hero Academia, this series where it has diversity in races, genders, all of that, and equality. The fact that he's not publicizing that, it's more emulating the norm, more emulating just everyday society, and it shows you. And it just gives you a light, and it just shows you how he's accepting of all of that, and he doesn't feel like it's anything special or anything different, or because in fact it's normal. People have disabilities. It's nothing for people to be boasting about, especially on a series where, in my opinion, I would have found it a little bit off-putting if Horikoshi instead would have been boasting, look at this character, he's disabled, and I've done this for a purpose or to tell everyone. He's not doing that. He's not doing it in a proud kind of manner. And I want to say that's props to Horikoshi. It's props to what a good series he actually is. Just like Tiger. Was it Tiger? What was I going to say? Yeah, Tiger used to be a female, now it's a man, so stuff like that. We found out in the previous volumes as well, in the data books and all that kind of stuff. Like, he doesn't have to publicize it. And that's what I really find, which is, I really like how Horikoshi has done that. That was just a little me going off in a tangent, but I really thought you guys would have found that quite interesting and quite cool to know about that. Now, next chapter, basically it ended off, they need to make 2 special moves. I'm so happy. When I saw that, I was just like, I can't wait to see Bakugo's, or like Todoroki's. We do know some of them have their own. For example, Todoroki's got Giant Ice Ridge Cliff. Bakugo has Schneider Spin or Schneider Bomb or something like that, what he used when he took out Todoroki. Deku's got Detroit Smash and all that kind of stuff. So I'm wondering, Deku's probably going to make his own smashes, possibly. I don't think it's going to be like Carolina or like United States Smash. Maybe he's going to make his own smashes. What other states? Miami Smash or something. Who knows? We'll have to find out in next chapter next week. So, Sam, tell me comment below what you thought of this chapter. If you liked anything that I had to say in this review, please drop a like. That'd be greatly appreciated. And always tell me what you thought of this chapter in the comments below. I'll see you next week for the big 100. It's going to be awesome. Sam, goodbye.